What's up, Aquarius? Okay, so look, as I was getting into you guys' energy, there was this balancing of the scale type energy. And if the scale cannot be balanced, what level of equality can be achieved? Now, when I was getting into the energy, there was one word to describe what's surrounding you now and what may be coming on out throughout this next transit. And that one word was something that I really don't like to do. However, for this energy's sake, that one word is compare. And of course, to help you further understand what it is that I'm trying to tell you, Aquarius, I need for you to go with me on a mind trip. So, there is this huge community potluck. They tell everyone that you must bring one exquisite dish. Now, everyone goes their separate ways. They have the date in mind and everyone prepares what they are going to bring. Now, you want to make sure that you bring something amazing. So you decide, I'm going to bring lobster. You go shopping for the best lobster you could find. You make the lobster in the most exquisite way, and you know for sure this is going to be a hit. Now, you go to the community potluck, and to your disappointment, you were expecting to smell a great aroma of all these wonderful dishes, but you see someone with a pot of beans, and you see someone with bologna sandwiches and imitation cheese. And you see a few other people who really didn't put much thought into what they bring in comparison to what you brought. And as you looked around, you realized, if I am the best in the overall bunch, I'm probably in the wrong place. All right, Aquarius. Okay, let's talk about this. So this is the case of when you are the weakest link, that's a good thing. Be the dummy. Be the dummy. What does this mean? Don't be insulted. What we're saying is this. When you go into a new situation, right, it is better for you to go in not being the best, because then you can measure how far you've grown. For example, you go into a job, you go in at the entry level position. Now you get to take over when you become the boss. People get to see that rise, or at least you get to measure your own rise. You get to compare where you were to where you are now, right? So for a lot of you guys, if you join, a music group, you may want to be the best, but if you walk into the situation and you're not the best, you're in good company. Stay with the people who are better than you. You may go around your friends and you may realize, hey, I'm the brokest. Don't get discouraged. Step your game up. Use that good high vibrational energy to bring yourself up to where they are. Now, for some of y'all, this is elementary. It's like, I'm not going to go nowhere where I'm not, or I'm, better than everybody else. There's no room to grow. But some people are walking into situations, just as I'm seeing it through the energy, where it's like you've learned all you can learn. And if there's nobody else around you to learn from, then maybe it's time to move on. Some of y'all have been battling with these decisions. Do I stay in this particular place? Well, the question is there room for growth? Can you move up? Is there someone who is better than you that challenges you to step your game up? This is what we're looking for during this transit. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, let's go ahead and let's get to the traditional tarot. Let's see what we got going on for you all. Woo. Center of the deck, we got the Four of Cups. Immediately, I'm getting that I'm not interested energy. Okay? When we compare what it is that we're about to put in, or where your gift, your skill, your talent is, your experience, whatever it is, when you compare that to what is then being offered in this new realm that you're about to step into, you may decide, you know what, that's not for me, or this is not the group for me, or this is not the job for me, or this is not, the place for me. Look at that. Look how he's looking. It's like, nah, meh. For some of y'all, if you're making choices and decisions and your choices are meh and don't choose either one. Go find what really satisfies you. I'm going to say that again. Go find what really satisfies you. I'm hearing the word mediocre as well. There's some things I feel like you guys are putting up with, and I'm hearing it's average. Take that however you want. But for some of y'all, you're dealing with something that's average. Or if you've been dealing with something that's average, you've been dealing with maybe people who think average or contribute average, where you trying to do extraordinary things. At this point, if you have to walk away, you have to walk away. And this could be a love situation as well. You lay it on thick, you can do a lot of stuff this person can't, or they won't. Let's see what it's crossed by. Five of Pentacles. I was going to say that it's a lot of stuff you may be able to do, but the other person can't. And I was going to say maybe because they're lacking finances, maybe because, they don't have the resources or the time. But it's something about what's being presented and what's being offered, what's being given back after you've given. It's like, I'm not feeling that. And because you're not feeling it, you're going to be given that cold shoulder energy, that Five of Pentacles energy, okay? For some of y'all, I'm seeing this it could have been a romantic situation where you thought maybe this person, maybe had it together, and then you realize they didn't, and there's this pullback energy. Oh, wow. Okay, let's talk about it. For some of you all, this was a position. You were offered a specific amount of money and you wasn't feeling it. It's like, what? For my job, for my experience, for what I can bring to this company, you are offering me pennies as compared to what I can do. Okay? Meh, that kind of thing. Meh, that's not the move. Let's see what's the deep root of it. The Tower. What is going on, Aquarius? You know what? Some of it may be shocking, okay? This is how, okay, it's kind of like, let's say you met somebody, and this is an example. It may be a very shallow example, but this is what I'm seeing. It's kind of like, hey, you meet this person. They are prestigious. You meet them at a fancy restaurant, and they pull up in a fancy car. And then you realize they work for that person, and they kind of borrowed the car one day, and they kind of used the other person's American Express card to pay for that meal at the fancy restaurant. You find out some way, somehow, that it just wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. Just like in the mind trip, you did all of that preparing just to go to the potluck and realize all you got to offer me is imitation cheese. Really? Boo. Okay, so there is either going to be some moment, some explosive moment, or it already happened. And as a result of this explosive moment, you're like, man, I'm good. And then you back up from that situation. Now, also, this Tower could represent how another person may have felt if they were on that receiving end. So let's say, for example, you come in with these lobsters and they know they got bologna and imitation cheese. It's just like, uh-oh, like I don't have the same thing. Now, for some of y'all, I just heard the word intimidated. So some of y'all may actually be intimidated by someone that you think maybe has it all together. And this Tower moment is going to be, I done had no reason to be intimidated by you at all. That kind of thing. Watch out for that. Let us talk about the recent past. What happened in the recent past? What's going on in the recent past? So many cards want to jump. The Ace of Wands. Some type of brand new beginning. And this could have been the start of whatever it was that you had going on. Now, for some of you guys, Aquarius, we're going to get this together. Because for some of you guys, and it's just maybe a select few of you all, you have been instructed or given some type of galactic instruction from God, the universe, whoever, whatever, however you feel. It's something you're supposed to do. Whether it's like business-wise, starting a project. This is something physical. For some of you guys, it could be working out. Like you knew you were supposed to start this workout routine, and you keep, well, the next day, well, next week, okay, well, next time. It's like in the recent past, you should have already started, Or for some of you, you already did start, which is great. But I do want to talk about that because I feel like whatever this thing that you were supposed to start or you did start, it has something to do with maybe even life purpose or getting you to that. So let's see. Keepers of the earth. It says you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand behind you. For some of you guys, you're supposed to be doing something that's generational, like this gift, skill, talent. It has been passed down, and there are multiple people in your family who've either benefited from it or nobody benefited from it at all because they didn't Ace of Wands. They didn't get up and go do it, you know. And so now that promise is still on your bloodline. And somebody in your family, whether it's you or somebody from the next generation or your great grandkids, somebody got to reach out and grab it and manifest it on this planet. You have that backing behind you spiritually because there's so many ancestors that passed up on it. They all screaming at you to get started and go do it. Okay, so that's for a select few of you guys. Let's go ahead and get to the headspace. Either your headspace or maybe someone what they're thinking about you. The Six of Wands. Public recognition, okay? But this is how I'm feeling, okay, Aquarius. Public recognition, but make sure that, you know, the people who are clapping are very well in the audience, but the people who are supportive and genuinely loving are the ones who are in your face. In this crowd, there are haters. There are jealous people. There are people who would rather see you under a bridge with nothing than to see the success, okay? For some of you all, the baloney in our mind trip is representing BS. You know, the same people who will talk behind your back are the same people who will come give you baloney and imitation cheese at a lobster party, okay? If that makes any sense. So basically how I'm saying it is be careful who you allow in your face at this time, even if they come up smiling and clapping, okay? I don't know how long that's going to last. This is what I'm just feeling for now. Also, with this card, like your lobster, let's just call it that, or your idea, your accomplishment, whatever it is, it has everyone looking at you. But remember, it's the lobster, right? Because why? Because people want to sit there and look at pretty lobster? No, because people want a bite of your lobster. That makes sense. Okay, I'm going to say this again and try to make total sense. The people are impressed because you brought in lobster. They've been eating bologna and imitation cheese, and that's what they've been serving everybody else. So, of course, when you walk in with lobster, they all want to be your best friend. But what happens when you don't have no lobster? Not because you can't afford it, but just because today I'm not giving out lobster. How are they going to change that attitude? I don't know why I'm spending so much time on that. I'm just seeing some type of flip-flopping energy. Be careful. Let's see what we got in the near future. What we got in the near future. Five of Cups. And this is why I'm saying, you know, be careful. Because the Five of Cups is sad, it's regret. Oh, they like me, they really like me. No, they like your lobster, boo. You see what I'm saying? That kind of thing. I feel like during this time that's important to tell you. And this is another reason why at the beginning it's like, we're going to compare first. So before I let you come over here and get this lobster, before I bite into that fake imitation cheese, let's make sure that we compare and make sure that what I'm giving is what I'm getting. Because a lot of times we depend on God and we depend on the universe. That's wonderful to bring me, you know, what I've sown. I want to reap what I've sown. And God got your back. The universe got your back. Okay, karmic justice got your back. But sometimes you can have your own back and you can prevent stuff from happening. And I'm only saying it because first it's the 4, then it's the 5. Things going in progression, things going in order. And we got 2 5s here, so we're talking about change. There needs to be a change. Because this Tower moment, to me, represents the realization of something. The realization. So it may be the realization that this is not equal, the realization that you only like me because I got lobster, you know, the realization that I actually cannot even show up to this party because out of everybody in the room, you know, I'm the best. And again, with this 6 of Wands, this again, of course, like if you go into the room and you've directed 10 movies And all of these people have only done, they took the camera off of their phone and that's how they recorded movies, and they don't have any professional equipment and no software to edit and all that kind of stuff. Of course you're the holy grail to them, but you're in the wrong place, okay? If you go into the room and you're all acclaimed and nobody else is acclaimed, you might be in the wrong space. I know I keep going back to this. I have to. It's not leaving me alone because I don't want this for you. And it might not even necessarily be you. It could be the other party as well. It's like you walk into the room, look at your resume. Oh my God, we got so-and-so on our squad now. Yay. And then, but all we had to offer was imitation cheese. If you're the type of person where you like to do stuff with other people, for example, you want other people to come be a part of your stuff, but you're not the type of person to pay them, right? When they was thinking the whole time they would get paid, then that's how we end up here. So make sure that you guys are kind of serving lobster in return for lobster, okay? And don't serve imitation cheese and bologna if you don't want that in return. In other words, if you got imitation cheese and bologna and they got lobster, don't be so comfortable eating someone else's lobster and you know you only got bologna and imitation cheese. You need to go and work hard to get some lobster too, okay? To trade lobster for lobster. I hope that makes sense. I hope that made sense, okay? Because I'm seeing it, and this may be for one or two people. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but I'm seeing it as though maybe you're losing opportunities because people see beyond like a facade or something like that, okay? One or two of y'all, don't be all everybody freaking out on me, but there's this facade. Maybe you or the other person had put up, and when the facade got broken, somebody's feelings got hurt. Okay, I want to talk about this regret, this sadness, the feelings got hurt, somebody's bubble got burst. What happened? What's going on? Soul space. Meditation. So this is where the answers are going to come from, and this is what's going to help the healing. For some of y'all, this near future experience is the fact that you find out that, there's nowhere to grow. There's nowhere to go. It's kind of like you may have committed yourself to something and you realize this is not the best place or the best thing for me to do or the best person for me to be, kicking away. But it says improvements require persistence. So in order for things to get better, you got to keep trying. And in order for you to keep trying and making the best decisions that lead to other decisions, that lead to great decisions, that's going to take you going in and bringing those answers from the soul, your higher self, God, okay, your angels, your guides, that kind of stuff. Ooh, wow. Let me see. I want to talk about it one more time. Let's talk about this Five of Cups. So why is the Five of Cups here? What's the regret? What's the sadness? Why is someone feeling like this? Look at that. Another five. We got the 5, 5, 5. It's change, change, change. Okay. Now this Five of Wands, we're talking about arguing, fighting, conflict. I just heard knocking someone off their high horse. Things went backwards. Retraction. Some of you all may have, like I said, committed yourself to something and then you may pull back. You may decide, you know what, I know I say yeah, but I don't want to say no. That kind of energy, okay? This retraction type energy. But then again, this is jealousy. This is conflict. Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I say all of these people in this crowd ain't necessarily clapping because they're happy for you? Some of them are just clapping so they can have that friendly face so they can get closer to you, okay? Pay attention to that. There's a lot of pay attentions in this reading. I got a whole lot of pay attentions. Let's see what's going on with your fears. 6 of Pentacles, the distribution. Who do I give to? Who's worth it? And then this is also the what will I get back? Okay, you see those scales? Things are supposed to be balanced in this equation. And somewhere it's not. When you find the leak, seal it. Okay, what does that mean? When you find the person or the thing in this category that's laughing and smiling in your face, but then turning around and causing havoc, that's the thing that needs to be let go. When you find the baloney, that's the thing that needs to go. And that's how we can get these scales to be balanced. Let's talk about it. The redistribution or the distribution. Where do I give? Where do I go in order for things to be balanced and equal? Ooh, 2 of them. Trust your path. A lot of y'all have pathways that are so different from everybody that you've ever known that it looks, it can look, you ever seen a car fishtailing down the street? That's what it can look like sometimes to other people. But when it comes to the distribution, I'm hearing for you, make your lobster the best way you can. And just like I told you in our example where you may have made the lobster, but you may end up going to the homeless shelter, giving it to them because you felt like they was more deserving, then you got to do what you got to do. But this says, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And that's the other thing I was telling you about the people here. Watch out for the ones who laughing and smiling and clapping like this. We're looking for that genuine, real support. This is where we eliminate fear. For some of you guys, you will have people in your corner who will help you make decisions because their power of discernment may be a gift for you. You know what I mean? Let's see what we have in your looks. What do they see you looking like? The moon. Things are coming to light. Things are being exposed. It's the same energy. I said this in a few other readings like last month. The whole I'm that song you skipped and later found out that I was 5. That's what this is. There's some exposing of the truth. Also, there's some shedding of the light on the things that we did not see. Okay? Again, you may have thought this person had it together. You may have thought that this was going to be the best job for you. You may have thought that this person was going to be a really good partner. But then as we delved deeper, we saw that it was not. 4 Cups energy. I'm not really interested. Some light has been shed. And the light that has been shed is very exposing. It's very telling. Okay? For some of you guys, the exposure was the people who were clapping and smiling but weren't genuinely happy. Okay? And also with this moon card here, some of you guys could be getting some information, or someone may be exposing the fact that they are down, they are sad, and they may have wanted to like contribute something more, but they couldn't have. Okay, that's the other thing too. The sweet words. I wanted to give you this, and I was going through that, but I couldn't. Wonderful. But if it's not the contribution. Okay, let me give you a real life example as I'm saying it. Yes, we're going to do this one day. We're going to give you a raise. Yeah, we're going to give you a raise. We're going to give you a promotion. But you see that the company really don't have money. And you see that there's really no other position that you would want. Okay, so we are going to move on to what you hope for. What do you want? Strength, confidence. And the tact. Tact is what I'm getting. T-A-C-T. Tact. How do I say something respectfully without, 1, if you're concerned about people's feelings, not hurting their feelings, 2, without coming across as crazy, and 3, again, how do I make you understand what I'm saying without flying off the rails? If I come in with lobster and all you got is bologna and imitation cheese, how do I politely take my lobsters and exit stage left? Because I see this is not fair. It's not a good, an equal thing. I want to stand up for myself, and I want to have the strength and the confidence to do what's right. But at the same time, I still want to be sweet and kind. So that's what the strength card is. It's like, I can roar like a lion, but I'm also an angel. So I have to find that sweet balance, you know? So some of you guys are looking for the sweet balance. How do I politely decline without looking like I'm crazy? Let's see what's in your headspace. I'm sorry, the final outcome. Lovers. So at the end of it all, it's like love prevails. And when I mean love, I mean like partnership, and I mean equality. We got, don't be scared, we got 666. So we're talking about harmony. We got 555 and 666. So after 555, the change. Now we got the harmony. This is what we're working towards, okay? Now, the redistribution, like I was saying, who do I distribute to? How do I make things equal? That's what the lovers is, that equal partnership. Now I know that if I bring lobster, or if I bring this amount of love, I'm going to have someone who brings equally as much, or maybe even more. Okay? So the outcome is the scales balance. So what you're fearing is, oh, I'll never get the person that I want, or oh, I'll never get the job that I want. Whatever it is that you want, that you feel like the people around have. If it's all up to me, I can do it. But sometimes you can't do it all by yourself. You may need a group of people. But if you join the wrong group of people where everybody is kind of at a basic level and you're already accelerated, it makes it hard for everything to be equal. But when you got that equality. It takes a lot of the load off of you. It makes things a lot easier and more enjoyable. So as you are creating equality in your future relationships, romantic, business, friendship, you are clearing up the energy of all of the jealousy, the sad, the regret, the people who had to be left in the past, the people who were serving up a bunch of bologna and imitation cheese. You're trading them in for some good old lobster. You dig. So that is what I give for you, Aquarius. Thank you guys so much for all your likes, your subscribes, your shares. I appreciate you guys so much. If you would like a personal reading, go ahead and email me your questions, waterstarvibes@gmail.com. Take a look in the description box to see how you should list and format those questions, okay? And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you as one of my subscribers. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at waterstarvibes. You guys, thank you so much. Once again, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in your next video.